Hi everyone, my name is Rodney Smith. I'm here with Board Game Geek and also with Kirk Dennison here of Peacekeeper Games. He brought a game to show us, and I have the box here. This is Gearworks.
Thanks, Rodney, for having me on.
Oh, pleasure to have you. So maybe you can give us a little bit of an overview, because I see what looks like a little bit of maybe some steampunk kind of theme happening here. Am I right?
That is correct. It's a steampunk strategy game. It's got a puzzly vibe to it. So you are tinkerers in a workshop trying to fix a broken clockwork machine. The clockwork machine is abstracted here as this grid, in which
this is the busted thing we're trying to fix?
Correct.
Okay.
This is something you're fixing in the corner of the workshop, and you're playing your gear cards into the grid based on a couple of rules. There's a color and a number restriction. That's a bit where the Sudoku type of comparison comes into play.
Okay.
But I digress to take a step back and explain how you win the game.
Sure, yeah.
You're trying to be the last player to play in various rows and columns to show that you've been maybe the one who stayed the latest at work or just got caught doing the fixing.
Oh, okay, I see.
And then you get parts that are created by this machine.
Yes.
And then you're using them to build different contraptions that you have. So if I have this airship, I would really like to be getting this mechanical wing as well as the fire.
I see. So the outline that we're seeing here on the bottom is what you're trying to get.
Correct. So this would be secret, of course, but the startup mechanism that I need and the functional component of the contraption I'm trying to build, you can acquire more of those, but each round you will get one, and that is potentially part of the thing you're really going to shoot towards. Since the parts are worth points themselves, you get additional points when you build the contraptions.
Okay. But ideally, I just want to really show off to the boss that I stayed at the latest there while I was working. It's not so much how efficient I was, just
it's true.
how late I stayed working. I like that.
Although there are rewards for efficiency in the game too.
Good.
So sparks of imagination. You get sparks if you're building optimally when you play your cards. So back to the place rules, there's a color restriction and a number restriction. So I see a gray card here. If I had a hand of cards and maybe I had this yellow card here, I could not play another yellow card there since there's already a yellow card in the column. Instead, I would need to play it in a different column. Right. And then each row, the numbers go in ascending or descending order, determined by the second card played. So
so you've just placed the second one here.
Correct. So these arrows would rotate towards the higher card, and then at this point, these must be less than or equal to 7, between 7 and 8. So sometimes the numbering ranges can become rather restrictive. I've played the 7 over here, for example. Now there's a limited number of cards.
So you can put 7s here still, or 8s.
Correct.
I got you. Matching or, within the range. But you could not put a 9 in here, or whatever, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
And each time you play a card into the grid, this is when you will flip the gears over and spin them towards your player color. My background being white. Turn this towards white, turn this towards white. This shows that I've played last. Now let's say, Rodney, in your turn you were wanting to take away something from me, and you have this lovely 8. You
Can I put there?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you would take away the C from me. You happen to be red.
So I would turn this to show I now control this column effectively?
Correct.
Okay.
And then you turn this one to also show red. Now, you can play up to 4 players. If we were playing 3 and 4 players, we'd play at the full grid. In a 2-player game, we would actually shift over and not play with E. So
I see. Okay.
For those watching, don't be confused that if you know how to play the game, that there's a little bit extra on the table for the.
So how does that round end or whatever? Like, is when it's filled, or
once we all pass for the round?
I see. Because you might not be able to fill it, I suppose, right?
Correct. You could make it such that the numbering ranges are too tight to be played. Right. We keep taking turns until everyone passes, and then you pick up the part. So this was the end of the round. I would take the white.
You get what you have control of. I see. Okay. So if my objective was to get the wings, then I'm pretty happy that I'm going to be able to take one of these, right? Okay.
So if this was the end of the round, it's not. You would get both the wind-up key as well as the mechanical wing, and you'd hope that you could use them to build your contraption to get additional points. Then there's a little bit of a mathy element where there's a spark you can gain by playing cards optimally on the board, where the card you play intersects with where the numbers add or subtract to what you played. What I mean is I play a card, I draw an imaginary line in each direction. 2 cards it intersects with, add or subtract to this, 7 minus 2 is 5. I would get a spark.
Ooh, so not only am I trying to fit it in, but if I can fit it in a clever way, I get a little bonus as well.
That's true. So if I had this here and I played a 6 there, 8 minus 2 is 6, that works. Or if I played a 6 here,
any
4
2
plus 2
that are within that row column combination kind of
Correct.
thing?
They intersect there.
Okay, interesting.
So you can use these sparks in a variety of ways to either draw new cards from the deck, or even play on top of other cards, as long as the color and number rules are still valid.
I see. All right.
Each of us also has unique special abilities that you can use once per round.
Oh, these are found on the player cards here?
And once you use them, you flip them over to show they're exhausted.
Okay. So draw 3 gear cards, keep 1. All right.
Or I can add or subtract numbers to
And
what
where does this flip back over at the end of a round or something?
Right.
Okay. And so how does the game end?
Game ends after 3 rounds, and then you
Okay.
tally all your scores. So you'll hopefully have completed multiple contraptions. In between rounds, you will get a new contraption, a new hand of 5 cards.
Right.
And if you're lagging behind, you do get awarded some catch-up sparks, so that you're not out of the
A
game.
few bonuses, some sympathy sparks.
Yeah,
Okay.
so if it's actually strategic to not destroy everyone the first round because you might be sandbagging yourself.
I see. You're feeding them several sparks potentially. Yeah. How long would a game like this take?
30 to 45
30
minutes.
I noticed there's a play mat box here
Yes.
as well.
So the core game itself comes without a playmat. Now, personally, I think it looks great, but to have a cheaper buying experience, if you're just looking to diversify your game collection,
Right.
not just go double down on a single game, this is only a $25 game that you can play it, set it up. The first round, you're often trying to line things up better, and then second and third round, you've got your grid pretty well
Position, you know where to
established.
place things. But if you want a little guided
you can
help
buy
and a
the
visual
actual
appeal, okay.
There's-
And you've also got like another box here, which I didn't show yet.
Yes,
This
so
one
that is
here.
the deluxe edition that has, you may have noticed on the board that there was a combination of some thicker wood gears and some thinner punch board. The retail edition comes with the punch board gears, the deluxe edition comes with the wood gears. There's also a classic tray, there's a box sleeve, and a few extra cards that are in the deluxe edition.
And is this available now?
This will be available through retail stores starting September 4th.
September, okay.
Kickstarter backers will get their copies in a few weeks, and you can even still place pre-orders on our website.
Oh, excellent. Well, listen, that was a really great overview. I appreciate that. Hopefully you had a good sense now of how Gearworks works. But until the next episode, thanks for watching.